How's it going, guys? This is C-Jack Podcast, a very special edition of the C-Jack Podcast, and I am your host, C-Jack. This is going to be dropping on Wednesday, September 20th, 2017, on both YouTube and Castbox. We are going to be talking about WWE No Mercy predictions this week, and before we do, we're going to talk about a couple other things. I got to throw this disclaimer in there. I am in no way affiliated with WWE and or any predecessors. I am only a fan. I do this for fans. This is my prediction for the WWE 2017 No Mercy match card. Let's get into some shit. Alright. Now, before we get started on the match card and the predictions that I'm going to tell you guys, I want to let you guys know you can always follow me on Twitter at only one CJack. That's only one CJack. And the C and the J in CJack is capitalized. So if you can't find me, that's probably why. So just only one CJack. Alright, now I will post a link for that down in the description below on both YouTube and Castbox, so that way maybe you can just click on it and you should be able to find me. But, either way, we're going to get into some fucking WWE 2017 match card and or predictions. Alright, so very first on the match card here that I got pulled up, I am using BleachReport.com in case you just want to follow along with me. I just went to Google, typed in WWE No Mercy 2017 match card, and this is what popped up. And I just decided, I was like, alright, well, Bleacher Report is normally pretty accurate. I'm in no way affiliated with Bleacher Report. I'm not trying to promote them or anything. You can use whatever match card one you find. I'm just letting you know the site I'm on in case you guys want to follow along with me while I'm making these predictions, and I'm going down the list that they have here. I don't know if this list is in the order or not that the matches are going to appear in. The order they have it in, I could actually see this being the match order. I'll kind of let you guys know which one I think will probably be in the kickoff show. I'm not going to be very happy about it, but nonetheless, here we go. Alright, the very first match they have on here is Neville versus Enzo Amore for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Now, this one right here is probably most likely going to be the kickoff show match. And I'm going to get back into my rant, guys. I know I've done this for fucking every month for probably the past 2 or 3 months. But here's my thing. You guys want to keep continuously push this fucking 205 Live down our goddamn throats. But yet, when it comes to having the Cruiserweight title match at a pay-per-view event, you want to throw that match on into the kickoff show. So you're going to stream that match for free on YouTube and everywhere else. I think they even do it for free on Facebook in the kickoff show. But yet you want to push this fucking 205 Live shit down their throat and buy the WWE Network for only $9.99 a month and it's awesome and you can get this 205 Live and 205 Live it's awesome watch 205 Live, but we're gonna cancel all the other good shows. We're just gonna keep 205 Live on there. Fucking horseshit, man. Fucking horseshit. That's my thing, is if they want to promote this 205 Live, put it in the actual fucking pay-per-view. I don't care if it's the first match in the pay-per-view. I think a Cruiserweight Championship would be a great way to start off an actual pay-per-view event. But make sure it's in the actual pay-per-view event. If Neville vs. Enzo Amore was the first match of the night for the pay-per-view after the kickoff show and after the pay-per-view had actually started and people weren't, still filing into their seats, getting, their beer or whatever, I'd be alright with it. But they're not. They're shoving this shit down our throats. And then they're like, we're just going to put Enzo and Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship on the kickoff show. Why are we supposed to care about this championship then? If you're going to just throw this out there like that and just say, here's a free match in the Cruiserweight Championship. This is, ever since the Cruiserweights have come back, every single pay-per-view from which I can remember, has all been promoted on the kickoff show. Every single pay-per-view, the Cruiserweight Championship has been defended on the pay-per-view, which is bullshit. If you want us to care about this championship, put it on the actual pay-per-view. The only kickoff show might be somewhat okay with it being on is maybe like I don't know, maybe the WrestleMania kickoff show, just because yeah, it's WrestleMania, just being on that stage at all is a great honor. But nonetheless, I'm done with my rant for this one. And Neville versus Enzo Amore is the Cruiserweight Championship. That's probably going to be the first match. Probably going to be on the kickoff show. I'm going to say that I'm going to predict that Neville's probably going to walk away from this one, retaining his championship, just because A, Neville's a better performer. B, Neville has had the championship and he's fought off other more worthy contenders. Not saying Enzo Amore isn't worthy, but he's just got in the Cruiserweight division. He's not really that great of an in-ring performer. I mean, I respect him, and when it comes to the mic, there's hardly anybody else in that locker room that can touch him, except for, well, obviously Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman, he's the original, man. No one can touch Paul Heyman ever. But like I'm saying, there's probably not very many people, and there's probably no one in that locker room that can touch him when it comes to being on the mic. Enzo Amore is a great talker. He would be a great manager, which is what I would really like to see him be booked as a manager. I mean, he could even be a manager that, a manager that, if they do a tag team match or whatever, they throw the guy he's managing in a tag team match, he could be his tag team partner, because he does wrestle. But I don't know. I'd like to rather see him as a manager. That's just kind of how I'd picture Enzo Amore really benefiting from his gimmick, and I really see him going far as a manager. But nonetheless, Neville will most likely walk away from this one as champion. I'm not saying it's impossible for Enzo to walk away, but I don't see Enzo walking away from this one as champion. I just really don't. So there's my prediction for that one. Neville successfully defends his championship. So moving along now, the second match on this card is Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. And this one is going to be just regular old Finn Balor versus Eater World Bray Wyatt. And so this match actually has some pretty good potential. I'm kind of leaning toward Bray Wyatt winning this one, just because the simple fact that, excuse me guys, when Finn Balor was the Demon King, when Finn Balor was the Demon King, he beat Bray Wyatt, but now Finn Balor's not going to be the Demon King in this one. And Bray Wyatt kind of needs that W, just because if they want to continue this rivalry for them up into what would the next one be? I think the next one would be Clash of Champions for. So if they want to continue this to Clash of Champions, Bray's going to have to walk away with the win. However, that's how WWE's most likely going to book it. This is how I would book it. I would book it right now. This is the way I would book this. I would book Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt goes over. Scratch that. Bray Wyatt puts Balor over. Balor walks away with the W. Goes on to to try to get in the title pick to the WWE Universal title picture. And then out comes Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe trying to get in that title picture too. And then you have Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe at the next pay-per-view. Oh, hell, you could even do this match on Raw. Either way, I mean, I'm just saying it's a pay-per-view worthy match. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the number one contender spot for the Universal Championship, and then Balor puts Samoa Joe over. That would actually be the way I booked it right now. But that's me, not WWE. So, most likely Wyatt's going to walk away with the win just because that's the way I could see WWE booking it. So, enough with that. We're going to move along to John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Now, this one, guys, this one is actually pretty interesting. Now, I would consider this a Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania worthy main event. I mean, it's gonna be a good match. You got John Cena, and then you got in one corner 16-time champ. He's been on top for the past, I think like 15, almost anywhere between 15 and 20 years now. He's been on top for quite a while, and since he came in 02, and he got on top probably in like 2003, 2004. And he's been on top since like 04, somewhere around there. So he's been on top for a while. And then you got Roman Reigns, the up-and-comer, just defeated Undertaker this last WrestleMania. And most likely retired The Undertaker. I'm pretty sure he's retired. But here's the thing, WWE hasn't come out and said he's retired. I think maybe because they're afraid of losing viewers or something. Who's to really say, but Roman Reigns most likely retired Undertaker. He's a big up-and-comer, former U.S. champion, former WWE champion. And he's a fucking... He's a fucking brick shithouse is what he is. He's a big guy. And, it's going to be a good match. Really, in a way, I would kind of assume is most likely going to be Roman going. Here's the thing. Roman needs this win. Roman really does need this win. So he can actually help catapult his career. If he puts over John Cena, or if he goes over John Cena, he would actually, rightfully gain his place at the top. And that might help make him more of a face and help get him over more with the fans if he got the win over John Cena. John Cena doesn't necessarily need this win. John Cena's his career's made. He's made his career. He's in the downshift mode of his career right now. He's just kind of coaching along until it's time to just bring his career down and eventually to an end. He just doesn't have to be there every week for him to stay over, and he's proven that time and time again. Roman Reigns really has to get this win as far as to help him in his career. I really hope they let Roman Reigns go over because Roman Reigns needs this win. So that's my prediction for this one is Roman Reigns going over. Moving along to the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. You got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, formerly known as The Shield. They're not really... God damn. They're not... known that they're not calling themselves a Shield now, but they're still basically, the Shield. That's just kind of what it is. So we're going by Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose right now, but us fans, we all know them as a Shield. So they're brothers. They got that brotherhood. They reformed it and recaptured championships. And then on the other side, you've got Sheamus and Cesaro. And here's the funny thing about Sheamus and Cesaro and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Sheamus and Cesaro actually started out with their tag team being enemies. Because see, if you guys don't remember, they both competed in that 7-7s match, where they actually remained tied because that very last match went in either double count out or I think it was double count out. It was somehow a draw, and that's when they kind of became champions or became a tag team forced together by Mick Foley, and they started out at each other's throats. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they were brothers. Seth Rollins betrayed Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns when they were in the Shield. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins had a rivalry there for a while, and now they're back together and they're brothers again. So both kind of, at this point in the career, both teams are former enemies that are now allies. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the losing team might break up. I hope not, but I'm just curious on that. Um, um, uh, so I'm really thinking Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are going to walk away with the win and successfully defend their championship, knock off Sheamus and Cesaro, and then I'm hoping next month they compete against Gallows and Anderson. I like to see Ambrose and Rollins versus Gallows and Anderson for that championship title. I think that'd be a good match. But that's my prediction for this match. Ambrose and Rollins walks away with the W and successfully retains championships on the No Mercy card. Moving ahead is going to be The Miz versus Jason Jordan for the IC title, Intercontinental Championship, or however you want to say it. Jason Jordan's getting that push since getting moved to Raw. It's kind of nice. That whole Kurt Angle storyline, I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. I'm curious on whether The Miz is going to retain his title successfully or not. I'm going to assume he. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that his wife is pregnant, and I'm thinking maybe he might be trying to be getting ready to take some time off to tend his wife and help, be with her and help her out with her while she's during her pregnancy and everything. So I'm kind of expecting Jason Jordan to go over on this one and walk away with the win and the championship, just because of the simple fact that he is getting that push, and that's kind of the way it's looking. That's the way it looks like they're going to book it. Is he's competed for this title twice now, I think, and lost both matches due to interference. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe they're going to have Miz versus Jason Jordan. Jordan goes over and becomes new Intercontinental Championship, and then next pay per view, or even maybe some point leading up to the next pay per view, which I believe is Clash of Champions. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking that might be what it is. Miz will get his rematch. So there's my prediction for that one. Jason Jordan walks away, new Intercontinental Championship. All right, now you have women's match, which is going to be Alexa versus Women's Raw Championship match. Okay, let's start this shit over. You're going to have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Nia Jax versus Emma. You got a fatal 5-way. Guys, here's my thing. I'm not a big fan of fatal 5-ways because there's always so much shit going on, and it's hard to pay attention to everything. Every woman's or every wrestler competitor is trying to get their shit in and get it all in, and sometimes they can be good matches, sometimes they can be a disaster. This one has a potential to be a good match. I mean, you got Sasha, you got Bayley, you got Nia Jax, who personally I believe those three women right there are going to carry the match for Emma and Alexa Bliss. Emma's still figuring out her persona and her new gimmick. They've been changing her stuff up a lot, and she's learning some new moves and some new in-ring. She's just learning new in-ring performances, and she's still coming into it, along with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is still coming into her gimmick, and she's still learning stuff as far as being a competitor. So I really believe that you're gonna have Sasha, Bayley, and Nia carrying this match because Sasha, Bayley, and Nia they're all great competitors. Sasha, in my opinion, is probably the best performer in the women's division today, alongside Charlotte. I will put her alongside with Charlotte. I will say those two are probably tied. But I don't even know who's going to walk away with this one. I'm going to assume it's most likely going to be Bayley or Sasha. But there's even that possibility that since you got Nia Jax in there, they might actually let Nia Jax finally go over. I doubt it, but if it was me, I would have been building Sasha, or not Sasha. I would have been building Nia Jax up to this point so she could go over and display dominance in defeating 5 women at once, and maybe even to take this a little bit further to display dominance, because Nia is such that powerhouse as far as women go right now. Display her dominance by not pinning one, but pinning 2 women to become champion. Well, and what I mean by that is stack 2 bodies on top of each other, and then lay down on them for the pin count, and then you pin 2 women to become the women's champion. That would display dominance and display her power and really help solidify the fact that she's becoming champion and she plans on keeping it as long as she wants to. So that would be the way I would like to see it, but most likely I could see either Sasha or Bayley walking away with the championship. But hey, who knows in these type of matches? They could fucking completely blow our minds and give it to Emma. So no one really knows at this point except for WWE Creative. And hell, I'm doing this on On Tuesday, hell, WWE Creative might not even fucking know by this point. They might not know until fucking Saturday night. You just that's the way WWE Creative works sometimes. All right, moving along to the main event of the night, which is going to be the Beast Brock Lesnar against the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman for the WWE Universal Championship. All right, both men are just they're fucking. You got the Beast versus the Monster, and that is a very fitting title for both of these guys. Because Brock Lesnar, they're both inhuman like. They're just they're not your normal competitor. They're stacked up, and they both are literally you got a beast and a monster. I mean, I don't know what other words to use for that. I mean, it's self-explanatory right there. This is going to be a, a wonderful, beautiful, amazing disaster, and I can't wait to see it. And what I mean by that is they are going to tear that fucking house down. And it doesn't have to be a long match for this to happen. This match could go on for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. That would be the perfect sweet spot for this match. They don't have to have an hour long match. And they could completely rain destruction on everything and really just put on an impressive match and be very entertaining and just be the most powerful, strong match there is. I mean, it's not going to be a lot of psychology going on between these guys. It's going to be brute force meets brute force. And we're going to see who walks away with the W. Personally, I think they're probably going to let Braun Strowman go over. Lesnar's been champion for a while, and this is the first competitor that really looks in whole that he could actually beat Lesnar for the championship. As far as he's been dominating Lesnar already so far, so it's quite possible Strowman will walk away with the win and become your new WWE Universal Champion. That being said, don't think that that'll be the last you see of Lesnar, because I believe that what'll most likely happen is, with Royal Rumble being right around the corner within a couple months, you'll see Lesnar invoke his rematch on whoever's champion at that point. So that's kind of the thing I'm seeing for this match. I mean, that's the pay per view, guys. That's all they got on here. That doesn't sound like a lot of matches, but really, that John Cena Roman Reigns match, that match has a potential that it could go 45 minutes or longer. Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, that match can go easily a half an hour to 25 minutes to a half an hour. Neville versus Amore might not go very long. Ambrose and Rollins versus Cesaro and Sheamus could easily go a half an hour. Miz and Jordan might not last that long. And then you got the women's Fatal 5-Way, which could easily last an hour. So, I mean, and whole there, I mean, time's going to add up. And, just in case you didn't know, WWE No Mercy is this Sunday. So, if you want to watch it, I believe the only way you're going to be able to watch it is on the WWE Network, which kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, that's it. I mean, if you really want to, you could always just type in Google search and see what pops up. Maybe you can find it streaming for free on YouTube. Hell, who knows? Who knows in this technology digital age, right? All right, well, guys, that's the podcast. I almost forgot to tell you. I think for next week, what I'm going to do is the best match of the No Mercy pay-per-view. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play it back, and in real time, I'm going to break down this match for you, and that'll be the podcast next week. It'll be WWE No Mercy review, and I will break down which match I thought was the best, and the that's how we'll do it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, you can find me on Twitter at only1cjack. Facebook's still coming soon. We're working hard on it. You can find this on YouTube and Castbox. My normal show drops on Saturday night at midnight. So until next time, stay safe, have fun, and I will catch your ass later. Thanks.